Shout out to Astrea. He's always willing to have fun. This isn't the first time he has played random in tournaments. He usually plays random in ESL Open Cup Americas. I know he's done that when he's played against some of his other friends, like Pig, for example, and some other players. I'm pretty sure we've casted Astrea off race against Scarlet before. Pretty sure that's happened. And here we go. We are diving into the grand finals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 6. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the American, typically Protoss player, but now rolling as Zerg. Oh, he doesn't know what he's gotten himself into. Representing Maturino Esports, it is Astrea. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing K10 Esports, living in the land of Japan. Going for a blind proxy Turax, it is HonMonO. HonMonO is the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea. And he has no idea what's happening. He doesn't know what race he's up against. He doesn't know if it's Protoss, Zerg, or Terran. But he's going for the proxy Turax regardless. The Overlord is going to miss this. The first Overlord is going across the map. The second Overlord should be staying at home. And we are looking for that proxy, at least on the right-hand side. The Overlord is going to be parked outside the natural base. So when those SCVs do rock up, he's going to be able to get eyes on them and deny those bunkers. But this is very HonMonO. It's a proxy Turax Reaper. He has gases. This is not the Marine variation. It's a very unique variation by HonMonO to go for. Oh, he's even going up to 3 Raxes. He's going for Mass Reaper. Now, this is not common in this matchup at all. Going proxy Reaper in this way, but HonMonO, we actually casted HonMonO versus Dark a couple of weeks ago, and he did this very same thing against Dark as well. Dark held up beautifully, but I don't know how much experience Astrea has with defending against this. Oh boy. Not like this. As the bunker is thrown down in between the bases, the Reaper has arrived. And we are going to be revealing our hand here. We have a Spine Crawler on the way. It's being focused on as we speak. We have additional Reapers rocking up as well, and Astrea is in quite a bit of trouble. The Lings are making their way in, but they get taken down one after the other. Oof. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of control. The Spine Crawler, I don't think it's going to finish. We're going to be forced to cancel. We do cancel in time. The bunker has completed. Queens are out. But even with the Queens, oh god, we're still just doing so much. We force another cancel on the Spine Crawler. Without the Spine Crawler, we're not going to be able to hold on. We're not going to be able to defend. And the Reaper count is getting higher and higher. We get another cancel. The Queen is under threat. The Queens can't come together because of that bunker. They're being zoned away. Oh. Yeah, as the first Queen goes down, this other Queen is going to be falling as well. We do have a Spine Crawler on the low ground at least. That will help. We do have high ground vision, or we're going to be looking for high ground vision. The Queen, no! Does escape. Barely with its life. We even throw down a depot, because why not? Even throw down that depot. The Lings, they go for a surround as well, but the repairs are looking good. With Link Speed kicking in, it looks like one Reaper goes down. Say one, actually three Reapers have gone down throughout the course of this game. Not too bad. HonMonO hasn't done too much economic damage. Bear that in mind. He hasn't been able to get into the mineral lines. And with Link Speed finishing, I don't think he can. I don't think he will. Astrea, despite losing all these Queens, he's holding. And there we go. He takes down that bunker. With the death of that bunker, he should be able to take down the majority of these Marines as well. Astrea is holding. There is no transition. HonMonO's committed. He really wants to make this work. Slow and steady. Again, really impressive that Astrea was able to get to this point without losing too many of his workers. Still can't quite chase down these Reapers, unfortunately. But now that the Spine Crawler's in position, yeah, HonMonO, he's forced back. He is forced out. He's gonna get another queen, which is nice, but again, we just haven't touched the economy of Astrea. Haven't been able to slow him down. We are up to 9 Reapers, and it looks like the Spine Crawler is still going to stand strong. Do we have a transfuse? We do not. Astrea has been losing a lot of those queens. He loses another Reaper. Yeah, these are becoming quite expensive losses for HonMonO, and I think at this point, especially with that trade, Astrea has done it. Look at the amount of lings we have. 41 lings. Look, there's a reason why we don't see this kind of build too often. Oh, God. HonMonO is just gambling, going for the Proxy Reaper. Again, he didn't know what race he was up against. Didn't know it was Terran or Protoss or Zerg. Had no idea. As the lings do zoom across the map, and there's nothing at home to defend. There's nothing to hold on. CC is lifted. We're trying to save whatever workers we can. The Reapers are racing back home. HonMonO, he's going to be able to regain control of his main base once he cleans up these lings, but he's down to 5 SCVs. Down to only 5 workers. He's trying to mine as much as he can, but there are still so many links across the map. Astrea with a Spine Crawler at his natural and his main base. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. HonMonO is gonna try and transition. He's gonna wall off back at home, but there's no shot, especially with only 5 workers. Like, I appreciate the effort, but and we have seen HonMonO come back from really dire situations. Like, we have seen him come back from being down to like double-digit SCVs in a ZVT matchup on Ancient Cistern against Moku. That was a couple of weeks ago, where he was able to come back and turtle up. So I understand that there's precedent. I understand that HonMonO, he's been able to do that before, but that was with like 3 orbitals, you know. That was with mules. That is not what HonMonO has. But he's going for it. And I'm concerned, especially after watching Astrea versus Future. We saw how defensive Astrea is. Like, we saw things kind of settle down and go towards the late game. There we go, HonMonO working on his CC. I'm worried that Astrea isn't going to be decisive. We may have a longer game on our hands. Yeah, we're just droning. We're droning, working on our lair. So for those wondering, because there's no factory, because there's no Hellions, there's no tanks, a Bane bust would work really well. A Bane bust would just, oh my god. A Bane bust would just end the game. We are going into a Ghost Academy, and we're going to see everything, by the way. HonMonO has no anti-air. So the Overlord goes in, confirms the lack of add-ons, confirms the CC, and gets eyes on the Ghost Academy. Oh boy. You'll love to see it. At the same time, Astrea takes his gases, he's going for mutas. Let's go. With mutas, he's going to be able to harass, he's going to be able to shut down anything in the air as well. We love to see it as Astrea is just getting his 3rd base up and running. Now, incorporating Ghosts is going to be really interesting. Obviously, Ghosts can snipe and take down the queens. They can take down these high-value targets. Are we going to go for a nuke? Are we? Unfortunately, there's no proper answers for all the lings. That's the real problem. Like, pure ling main from Astrea should easily handle this. I don't think any kind of 2-base ghost push can really get too much headway. Not without Hellions, not without Hellbats. or Marines or Water Mines. It's why like rushing into ghosts like this is really perplexing to me. It's a really interesting choice. I would love to know the logic behind it. I mean, ghosts are good, especially as the game goes on longer. Sure, I guess. As we are going to be expanding, taking our natural ways. Likewise, Astrea saturating is third. But I wouldn't be too concerned, especially because we have the Spire. We should be cranking out mutas soon, and with those mutas, we should be able to harass. HonMonO working on his third base as we speak. And HonMonO, he's standing back up. He's getting there. Working on his third. Astrea taking the gold. He has full map control. Astrea can do whatever he wants at this point. He can take whatever bases he so chooses. He can take both gold bases. That's exactly what he's going to do. Both golds will be taken. I'm concerned. So Astrea isn't going for mutas. He has the Spire, and he has a lot of gas. He has 1,000 gas banked up. If he wants to, he can just make pure muta. But for now he's not. For now he's chilling. He's just droning. He's having fun. He's just playing StarCraft. He's playing StarCraft. Oh boy. It's mass expanding as we speak. The game is going to be settling down quite a bit, and HonMonO, I imagine, is going to be working. Oh, maybe that's why he's going for the ghost. Because HonMonO, from this position, if he actually wants to win this game, mech is the way to go. And you don't want to like invest too heavily into Stim, into Marines, into Marauders, I guess. Ghosts, they do pair well with mech. We'll see. So we are going for the add-on swap. This factory is now done. Yeah, there we go. Second factory and an armory on the way. So we are transitioning into mech. This is starting to make more sense. Definitely. Meanwhile, Astrea just taking all of his bases, going up to a solid 87 worker count. And if he stopped Ling production, he could make a lot of mutas. He really could. He's not going to, but he could. As he's happily spreading his creep all around the map, all over the turtle. Not like this. Not like this. And we'll see if HonMonO can somehow bounce back in this game. So obviously the goal here for HonMonO is to absorb the pushes of Astrea. I'm getting some deja vu. Remember, we were in a very similar situation where Astrea was the Zerg player, sorry, was the Terran player who was crippled, and Future was the Zerg who was denying the third base and really crippling the economy and taking the entire map. And then Future lost. Future did lose. He just took too many bad fights. His opponent did a great job at turtling up. Astrea did a great job at turtling up, taking 4 bases, and eventually pushing out afterwards. So Astrea, he's been in HonMonO's shoes. Earlier today, he was the Terran. So we'll see if Astrea can succeed where Future failed. See if he can make up for that. As we've got a lot of banelings on the field. And we're going to be rolling on in. Oh god, the ghosts are looking very exposed. We do react in time, we do pull back. Third base is going to be going down. No, we do lift it up in time. The wall is not a wall. The banelings, they roll into the natural base. Tanks will be falling. The ghost as well. Oh no! The ghost, they pull back in time. And that was 112 banelings for 16 SCVs and a tank. 2 tanks, actually. 2 tanks and 16 SCVs. HonMonO does trade better. That was a much more efficient trade for the Terran. But Astrea could afford that. And he can do that for a second time. Can he do that a third time, though? Can he do that a fourth time? That's the worrisome thing. As Astrea is up to 98 drones. He's soon to be on over 100. Oh. Oh boy. Focusing on his gas production, working on 2-2. Going for another wave of banelings. Towards that hive, once that infestation pit finishes up as well. Meanwhile, HonMonO, again, he's just gonna... He just has to weather the storm. He did it once. He's gonna do it at least 3 times. At least. Can he do it? Can he pull it off? Can he harness his inner turtle? His inner Terran? As we do have the second wave of the Ling Bane. This time with more Lings, to be fair. We're rolling on in. A massive mine shot is not going to be... Oh, it is going to go up on the Overseer, not on the Ling Bane. And this time we are busting into the main base. We just crash into the natural, taking down all those SCVs. The Banelings crash into the main, and even though we don't have detection, even though we can't kill these ghosts, we're going to get everything else. We're getting the tanks, we're getting the workers. HonMonO survives with 20 SCVs. Oh boy. And unlike Future, like Astrea, he's spreading creep everywhere. He's covering the entire map in creep. We have another wave of Ling Bane. And I feel like this wave should be the nail in the coffin. HonMonO, unfortunately, he's just been losing too much in every single one of these fights. Losing too many tanks. Too many SCVs. Is there a world where we can have like the most insane mine shots and kill this entire army? Yeah, that could happen. Unlikely, but is a possibility. We have 113 banelings for Astrea. Catching up with the copium levels. Oh, the Terran, papi, the Terran. Mine shot gets baited out into those leagues. The Bailey's a roll on in as well. Oh, massive mine connection. Oh my god. And that was 113 banelings. 113 banelings for 4 tanks and 13 SCVs. Still a much more efficient fight for HonMonO, but he just doesn't have enough to hold on. Unfortunately, even if he's trading more efficiently, Astrea is killing enough every time. Needs to free up supply for more workers. True, true. 111 drones is not enough. Is not enough. Is there a world? Can we get enough mines and enough tanks? Australia's literally taking every base on the map. Every base is being taken. He's chilling. He's having fun. He's enjoying himself. Like, Australia's in no danger at all. Not yet. HonMonO doing what he can to just clean up whatever creep he can. Mines being spread out. Do we have detection? We do not. No overseers, no detection. How many banelings do we have this time? We'll wait. Yo, a Nidus is on the way. Let's go. We're just gonna spam Niduses. Okay. 5 Niduses, all the worms. Because why not? 122 banelings. Oh boy. 122 banelings gonna be rolling on in. 4 banelings for a mine. Oh my god. Massive connections are going off, but enough banelings are going to survive. Well, they should survive as they get on top of the tanks. They get on top of the ghosts. As he goes for the orbital as well. And how much was that? 122 banelings for 3 tanks, 7 SCVs. The trades are just getting more in favor of HonMonO. But he doesn't have the money, right? He doesn't have the economy to really sustain this. There's no way, no shot. Not without another base. Now, even though these fringe bases have been taken from Astrea, he's not mining from them. So if HonMonO were to somehow take a 4th, he's still going to have a lot of resources available to him. How many this time? Nowhere near as much. Astrea, he's out of his mineral bank. I have to wait a little bit longer. 4th base on the way. Oh! That was a hot pickup. So mine shots are going to be going off once again. This time the mineral line is under threat. The Bailey's coming from every angle. Nidus Worm's turned down as well. The Nidus Worms are actually working against Astrea. That was some pretty good Sim City for HonMonO, not gonna lie. Alright, that was 76 Bailings for 2 tanks, 4 mines, and 12 SCVs. Alright, HonMonO, you gotta do that just like a couple more times. Regardless though, we just keep getting worker kills, and HonMonO, he just can't really build up enough of an army to fight back. Astrea making another wave of Bailings. Pure Bailings, Fafi, pure Bailings. It is gonna work. It is going to work. Hatchery does survive. Mine shot not as good as the last one. The tanks are late to siege. Mules are under threat. And the reality is that we can just keep denying the third. We can keep denying the third over and over again. That's all we have to do because we are running out of money. There's nothing left in the main. There's only a couple of patches left at the natural. If Astrea just keeps crashing into the third, then HonMonO will just run out. We'll just peter out into nothing. That's all Astrea has to do. That's all he is doing. Pure Bailings. You know, it looks like we've just given up on mines at this point. We're just making nothing but tanks. Tanks and Hellions. Oh, what do I want for breakfast? The Bailings rolling in. What is this? Push 6? 7? Oh god, I was about to say good SCV pool, but no. 14 SCVs go down. The tanks as well. I'm sure Astrea knows that HonMonO is not. He's gonna refuse to leave until he loses everything. I'm sure Astrea, he's content to just chill. Just keep making Bailings. Yo, he's making more drones as well. Let's go. 111 drones. It wasn't enough. Working up towards 118. 200 supply drones on the way. Let's go. Oh. So once again, we take down all the workers here at the third base. The tank barely survives. GG gets called, and Astrea will take game number 1. After surviving the initial proxy 3 racks. If you remember, it all started off with a proxy 3 racks Reaper from HonMonO. Oh. Blindly against the random player as well. He didn't know what race Astrea was. He just went for the proxy Reaper. Very bold move from HonMonO. And initially it was doing well. He was killing a lot of queens, but he was not touching the economy. He wasn't really killing any drones at all. So Astrea was able to recover, able to get his spines up and running, and solidify himself on 2 bases. And HonMonO had a hard time. HonMonO had a hard time transitioning out of his failed all-in. That is how we ended up in that situation where he was struggling to survive, struggling to expand. So we are going to be diving into game number 2. Game número 2. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man, when Astrea makes a Spire and refuses to make mutas. God damn it. Not like this. go. And the question becomes, what race is Astrea going to roll this time? And will HonMonO play standard? Because I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure HonMonO's like macro play is better than Astrea's in a TVZ. I would favor HonMonO, 100%. But I don't know if he wants to play macro. That's the thing. Oh, it's going to come down to the openers. We'll see, Poppy. We'll see. As we are loading into Ancient Cistern. Uh-oh. And here he is spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern. We have typically the American Protoss, but here rolling is rolling random and rolling as a Terran representing Maturino Esports. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan representing K10 Esports. Oh, about to be proxy 2-raxed. It is HonMonO. Both SCVs are sent out. HonMonO did come across the SCV of his opponent. He should be recognizing as well that the Raxes are missing. And this is looking very suspect. Astrea going for his own Proxy Reaper, something a lot more standard and endemic to this matchup. Oh, SCV does go down across the map. HonMonO is going to be checking. He recognizes what's going on. He fans out his SCVs. He's looking for the proxy and he comes across it. Is going to try and deny at least the first one. The second is cancelled. Astrea, he is giving up on this. The first SCV is going to go down, and the second, is it going to finish the racks? Up, it's going to be close. Up. One of us, and it will not. The racks will not finish. GG gets called, and HonMonO fights back. GG, well played. Astrea was like, mate, I'll show you how to proxy racks, and HonMonO was like, no. No, mate. Not like this, Papi, not like this. HonMonO completely shuts it down. And we have a series. We're going to game number 3. Let's go. Oh, God. A good effort, though. I appreciate it from Astrea. I do appreciate it. Trying to whip out his own proxy racks in a TVT. Alas, didn't work out quite the way that I'm sure he wanted it to, and now we're getting into game number 3. Now, as a reminder, this is a best of 5. It is a best of 5, so still have plenty of games ahead of us. No ace match yet. Not yet. Here we go. Diving into game 3. The question becomes, alright, what race is Astrea going to land on? Is he going to get Protoss at all this series? And if he doesn't get his Protoss, I do worry for him. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressvan, rolling his main race, we have the American Protoss player representing Maturino Esports. It's the Red Protoss. It is Astrea. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran living in the land of Japan representing K10 Esports. It is HonMonO. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. We have main race versus main race. And HonMonO. I don't know how much experience Astrea has with HonMonO. HonMonO is a very aggressive player in TVP. He has brought down some very high caliber Protoss players in his day with 2 base all-ins. HonMonO in a TVP. I can't remember the last time he didn't pull the boys at some stage. So I do think that HonMonO is probably feeling pretty good about this overall. I mean, sure, like the other races of Astrea are much weaker than his main race, of course, but Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Oh. As HonMonO is setting up for a Rax Expand, no double gas opener. And he does SCV Sky. He does confirm the race of Astrea. Aware of the Protoss. Astrea, even a little bit paranoid, is going to be pumping out that first Zealot as well. First Zealot is on the way. HonMonO actually going to be skipping his Reaper, going straight for the Reactor instead, walling off on one base. And Astrea, he will confirm that the Rax is at home. He doesn't get a full scout of the main base, so he doesn't know if it was a double gas opener or not, and he doesn't know about that CC. It is barely out of range. So Astrea is in the dark, doesn't know how aggressive or economic HonMonO is being. Meanwhile, Astrea also cancelled that Zealot once he realized that he wasn't being cheesed. No need for the Zealot to come out. We are getting into this, and yeah, I'm really curious. I think the last time we saw HonMonO, he was going for 3 Raxes. Clearly that's not the case. We have a factory on the way, not another Rax. Second Rax after said factory instead. Meanwhile, Astrea, is mixing things up. He's going for a Robo Opener. Interesting. This is going to be very safe. With a Robo Opener, you can pump out early Immortals if you think you're being all-in, or you can race into a Robotics Bay and go into Colossus production as well, so you can be very tech-heavy with this opener. Likewise, if we throw down additional gateways, we can go for a Warp Prism, and we can zoom across the map and be very aggressive. Astrea has options. Overall, this does mean that his main gateway force is going to be a little bit weaker. It delays Twilight Council upgrades like Blink and Charge. It means you have less to deal with drop play as well because you don't have a Stargate for Phoenixes either. So it's a less active style. As HonMonO is expanding, we do have a 3-1-1 setup here from HonMonO, pumping out as many of his units as he can. Tank production already commencing very early on. Astrea, he is playing it safe. He goes for the Immortal after the initial Observer. We even have a shield battery here on the low ground as well. So Astrea is really concerned about what his opponent is up to. Again, he doesn't know about the Orbital yet. He doesn't know that whether or not his opponent has expanded. Again, I don't know how much experience Astrea has with HonMonO. As the hallucination is being sent out, the Observer does get eyes on those Marines. The production has been scouted. We get eyes on the 3 Raxes, we get eyes on Stim, as well as the initial tanks. And upon seeing this, we're going for the Bay. Astrea, he is rushing into those Colossus. Again, that's kind of the power of this build. It's a little bit inefficient from Astrea just because he did pump out these Immortals. Again, but this is just a safe way to open up, just to make sure he has an army of some kind so he doesn't just die suddenly to a push. Before he gets into those Colossi. There's our transition. Forge and Twilight Council. Army is moving out as well for Astrea. With his Observer, he's aware of the positioning. He also sees the Widowmine. He's going to be able to snipe it. Again, just vying for map control. Nothing too major. Now, what I will say is that there's no starport. I feel the boy pull. I feel the boys being pulled. I feel a 2-base all-in on the horizon here for HonMonO. It's gonna be close. Here we go. The tanks are unsieged. The Observer moves in, and the Observer will spot the move out of his opponent. And the boys are pulled. I'm telling you, Papi. I don't remember the last time HonMonO didn't pull the boys in a TVP. We're going for a 2-base all-in. Now, this has been spotted by the Observer. Astrea is fully where he follows the army. He knows what's happening. He's getting ready back at home. He was safe. He made the Immortals. First Colossi is coming out. We have shield batteries on the way. Astrea taking this very seriously. As the army does stim on 4, the Colossus has been revealed. Oh, massive blows on those Marines. Massive swipes go off. Bunkers are being thrown down. HonMonO is slow pushing into the natural, but the shield batteries are about to finish. First bunker does go down. Observer gets sniped. We have the overcharge as well. Astrea's going to try to break the siege line. Gets one tank. And the disruptor has arrived. With the arrival of the disruptor, it looks like HonMonO is running out of steam. He just lost both of his tanks. He lost his bunkers as well. That was like the main backbone here to the army. He does have another tank, but Ay. As the Colossus, yeah, is just going to be able to get some free damage, essentially. Another kill on a bunker. Astrea is being contained, and HonMonO is attempting to just bolster his army with more upgrades. You have a +1 defense on the way, concussive shell as well. Oh, the Colossus does rally forward. Uh-oh. Colossus is going to go down for free. But the first Colossus is still getting so much value. 15 kills already. Nova does go off. And we do see HonMonO trying to break this, but alas, charge is done. Zelts dive in, GG gets called, and Astrea is going to be able to take game number 3 and take a lead in this series. GG. Astrea doing what MaxPax couldn't. We casted HonMonO versus MaxPax a couple of weeks ago in ESL Open Cup Americas, and yeah, MaxPax, he was dropping maps to HonMonO with his Protoss. Oh. We'll see what Astrea can bring to the table. We'll see if he can roll Protoss again, because our next game is on Neo Humanity. But yeah, really solid hold. I say solid hold. It was the scouting from Astrea. The Observer really was the MVP. He saw the move out. He saw the boys being pulled. Astrea had eyes on everything, and as a result, he was able to prepare. He was able to get on top of the ramp. He was able to throw down shield batteries in preparation as well, and cancel his third base to make sure he had the resources to defend. So just really good scouting and really good reactions out of Astrea as we get into our next game. Yo, shout out to Darkness, Diego, Papi Diego, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the American Protoss player rolling his main race once again, representing Maturino Esports, one game away from becoming this week's Tenacious Turtle Tussle champion. It is Astrea. La Tortuga, papi, la Tortuga. As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing K10 Esports, leaving the land of Japan. It is HonMonO. Yo, shout out to Darkness. Darkness, ¿cuándo vas a jugar? ¿Cuándo juegas, papi? Let's go, let's go. The Chilean Protoss player, of course. In his day, best Protoss in all of Latin America. Here we go. SCV Scout, of course, confirms the main race role from Astrea. HonMonO is fully aware. And what can he bring to the table? What can he do differently? As this SCV is going to be hidden towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Could definitely go for proxy. If you can't win, it's still good to be HonMonO. Oh. Ay. You're an animal. But this could be the beginnings of a proxy starport for a Hellion drop. That would make a lot of sense. Oh my god, the RNG! Oh my god! No! No shot. The SCV goes down. Oh, that was such a shame. HonMonO, he kept trying to restart building on that depot so we can just get to the other side, but the game refused to work for HonMonO. Refused to work in his favor. The SCV goes down. A good start for Astrea. We see HonMonO going for the proxy factory. This, I imagine, is going to be leading into a proxy starport as well, but we'll see. Oh, actually, as we have a second Rax back at home. Okay. Alien production? Tech lab. Wait, what? Okay. We have a tech lab. We have a starport. Is this proxy? I was thinking something like proxy BC to go for an add-on swap, but the starport was delayed. No, yeah, we're just going for a tank. We're proxying a tank. Let's go. Who the hell proxies a tank? HonMonO is the answer. As the tank is on the way. From here, we can go into a medevac or a liberator to support it. HonMonO going for his one base all-in. And Astrea has no idea what's going on. But just like the previous game, he's going for a robo opener, and this makes plenty of sense. It is very safe. As we mentioned it before, we can get into very early Immortal production. And Immortals are king in the early game. We can shut down so many different kinds of all-ins. There we go. There's going to be a medevac from HonMonO. Hallucination is going for a scout, and unfortunately there's no way to deny the scout either. Does get in, does see everything, sees the lack of factory, lack of starport, and should confirm the lack of base as well. There we go. The one base all-in has been spotted. Shield batteries are on the way immediately. Astrea working on that Immortal, looking for the army. He's going to come across the tank. No! The missed rally! No! The tank has been revealed. Oh, good. It is going to be saved by the medevac, but the jig is up. Our boys are being pulled. HonMonO trying to make this work. Oof. As some SCVs are going down. The proxy has been spotted. Stalkers have arrived, and yeah, we're going to be camping the production. HonMonO, he has to fight for this. He has to engage. And Astrea is just buying so much time. He's pulling the entire army here towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map. SCVs are falling. And it does look like HonMonO is falling apart. Liberator goes down as well. He's trying to bring this all together, but Astrea's just had such a good start. He throws down the force field. The Immortal has arrived, and with the arrival of this Immortal, I don't think that this can really get too much else done. We have 4 shield batteries. 4 shield batteries at the natural. Tanks get sieged, but one of them goes down instantly. The overcharge keeping everything else alive. Oof. With that, we are down to only a single tank left for HonMonO. He's gonna try and pull this off. He's got a Liberator on the way as well. But the slow lots, they're coming, Papi. They can't be stopped. They're slow. GG, well played. Congratulations, as Astrea is gonna walk that royal road. This is his first time playing in the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, and he is this week's champion. GG, well played. As random. Didn't even play Protoss today. Didn't roll as Protoss. As I'm going to quickly link the players. Oh. GG, well played. Just messaging HonMonO. GG, well played. Congratulations to Astrea for becoming this week's champion. Really well done. HonMonO's like, he's cheating, Papi. He went random, but he rolled Protoss. Ay. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, GG. Congratulations. What a NA tournament. What a wild event. Oh god. Typically, the previous champions for this event have been players like Eric, players like Trigger as well. Unfortunately, Eric and Trigger weren't able to be here. Vindicta either. Instead, we would have a new champion regardless of whether it was Astrea or Future or HonMonO. So GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Oh, and as we crown our champion, a massive shout out to someone in the chat. A massive shout out to Son of Vulcan. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you. We do appreciate the support. Do definitely appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your emotes. Hope you enjoy your replay packs as well. If you want those replay packs, then join us on Discord. We do have a sub channel where we post our replay packs for all of our subscribers. So we got you covered there. Got you covered. Catching with the chat. I thought Parker Mike was the best Latin American Protoss. Parker Mike is currently the best Latin American Protoss. Back in the day, back when Diego was competing, he held that crown. It was beautiful, Bobby. It was beautiful. As I quickly just update the score. And yeah, hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Hope everyone had a great time. A bit of a shorter broadcast this morning. Barely 3 hours, but we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of off racing. A lot of off racing, which is fine. We're able to, experience all of that together and learn a little bit more about ourselves. Maybe too much. And yeah, hopefully you're able to be here next time. For those wondering, this is a semi-regular tournament. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks we have a Tenacious Turtle Tussle. This is a tournament that is region locked to Latin America, North America, and to Asia as well. Basically, we exclude players from Europe and we exclude players from South Korea. That's kind of the region restrictions that we have for this event, just to support some of the other smaller regions out there. So if you're interested in helping out support, Latin America, North America, and Asia, then consider supporting the Patreon. We do have a link to our Patreon. We have a command, !Patreon in the chat, if you want to help us grow our tournament. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had a good time. That is the least that we can ask. Oh boy, and this was the first of many broadcasts today. It's gonna be a long day today. KSL starts in half an hour, and usually we do cast KSL and we could seamlessly go into the Korean StarCraft League from this tournament. But we have a lot happening today. So if we wanted to, we could go from the Tenacious Turtle Tussle into KSL, into the Africa TV Champions Cup qualifiers, into WTL. 4 casts. We have 4 casts available, and I could try and do that, and I would do that if I wasn't solo casting. If I had a co-caster, then it's so much easier. It's so much easier casting with a co-caster. You can take a moment to breathe. You can drink water. Your throat isn't anywhere near as strained. But I do have a co-caster for WTL. I don't have one for Champions Cup, and I wouldn't have one for KSL. So I don't think it would be a wise choice for me to go through that marathon of casting on my own. And I feel like by the time WTL comes around, I'm just going to be out of it. By the time World Team League is in 9 hours. Champions Cup is in 6 hours. Like by the time World Team League comes around, like I feel like I wouldn't be in form, in the shape that I want to be in, especially because it's the last day of WTL. It's the last day of World Team League. So I want to make it special. I want to make sure that I'm as prepared for it as I can be. So yeah, as a result, we will not be casting KSL. We had to kind of pick and choose what we wanted to cover and what not. And we're going to be covering KSL via a replay cast. We're going to do a replay cast in a couple of days instead to catch up with the Korean StarCraft League. We will be casting everything else live. We'll be casting Champions Cup live and World Team League live as well. The reason for that, of course, is because Champions Cup doesn't have that much English coverage. There's one mainstream. So I'm more than happy to be the B stream for that. And for KSL, man, you got Steadfast, you got BMOF, you got Wardy, you got Chicken Man. They got you covered. There's plenty of coverage going on there. And again, we'll catch up in a couple of days with some replays instead. We'll do a replay cast of KSL, so we might miss out too much. If you want to tune into more of Astrea, I'm sure he's going to be playing in KSL Future as well. So, you know, you can follow them on their road over on some of those other streams. Meanwhile, we're done. We are done for the day. Let's go. Let's go. As I'm just quickly checking here, who can we raid? Who can we send our love to? I guess we can go for Dave. Dave Tesla, he's the person behind KSL. Without him, KSL wouldn't be a thing. Same with Chicken Man, to be fair. They both do deserve that credit. So we may as well send our raid over to him. Again, KSL does begin in 30 minutes, in half an hour. So they got you covered for some more StarCraft. Some more StarCraft. There you go. There you go. Oh. Yeah. With that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in and for supporting, and hope everyone had a great time. I know I did. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go and get some rest. I'm gonna go and sleep. my plan is gonna go get some food, get some sleep, and then and rest up here for Champions Cup to make sure that I'm actually on point and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the cast. So yeah. Hope everyone else has a great weekend, has a great Sunday, and we'll see you guys in the next Tenacious Turtle Tussle. If you enjoyed the cast, if you want some more, ! socials in the chat. ! Socials in the chat. If you wanna try and if you do want to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. We have a YouTube channel as well, and we have a Patreon, so you can check us out on all those links if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in a couple of hours for the Africa TV Champions Cup qualifiers. Till then, bye.